YouTube, it's Tone back with another one for you. And so this one here is a continuation of the first redemption manual. This is the seventh video on that. We're gonna talk briefly. This is a quick slide. So we're gonna talk about the fact that everything is prepaid before it's even made. You know what I mean? So, and we'll get into what I mean by that exactly. So let's go ahead and get into this shit here. So prepaid. Prepaid is very simple. The entire economy is prepaid. Look at it this way. We have a car sitting, hang on. We have a car sitting on a dealer's lot. You walk up to buy the car. Does the dealer ever tell you, I'm glad you were going to buy this car because we would have had to find out how we're going to pay for this car to be built? No. The answer is no is the answer that you would get. But that is exactly what they are doing. When you go back to the bank to get a loan, when do they ever build something and then talk about how they were going to finance it to be built? The product was paid for when the contract was put in place to collect the industrial resources through the Army Corps of Engineers, EPA, DOT, and OSHA in Flint, Michigan to build it. Even more precisely, the item was paid for when the consensus did a per capita poll to identify how much money those agencies should put into the economy based on the productivity. And so when they and it's true. So when they go, so they look at the productivity. Not only that, they do like a census every some odd years. They come and do a census to see how many people are there and all that. That's because everything from top to bottom is 100% completely engineered to whatever happens, to whatever you eat, to whatever you listen to what you watch on TV. All that shit is 100% already created for you. So they already know how many jobs are going to be available. They know how many buildings are going to get built. They know how many paychecks are going to have to get cut. They know how many trucks they're going to need. Okay, they already know this shit because literally everything's already fucking scripted. So, they already know what's going to happen. You don't ever see like a shortage of any certain type of vehicle to get anything done and all that shit. No, everything happens according to plan. It happens when they have enough shit to, to make it happen, and that's when you can get it. So, based on productivity. Unfortunately, take a quick look at Marxism, Keynesian economics to make a connection with your worth and previous status. Now, everybody with a head per capita, raise your hand. Good. They loaned against you to finance the operation. That is the principal account. That's you, the principal, okay? So, making the item prepaid for the acceptor. This is another reason why you are the principal. The principal reason you are prepaid is because Christ's acceptance of the sins in the Garden of Gethsemane and his death on the cross. I don't really believe in that whole Christ shit and crucifixion and all that. I think it's allegorical in nature, but I'm just gonna throw that in there. That's my personal opinion. So created by the prepayment of all your liabilities, both temporal and spiritual, because they are inseparable. Because I wasn't here 2,000 years ago, but my sins were prepaid on the condition that I accept the Redeemer. So you are the source of economic production, being the principal, and your interest accruing from you, i.e. per capita census statistics, was pledged as the collateral to be the sponsor of the monetary system's credit. That is why the interest that accrues from the principal gets returned to the tax return to the principal. There is a decrease in tax liability, a deduction. The vendor is paying his taxes to you. That is why it is a tax matter. Tax is just a return of the interest to principal. And everything is due you. You know what I mean? Especially as soon as you walk in, you put your social security on the line there. As soon as you sign that, your signature is the value. And that's giving it the consideration necessary to make it a valid contract. Now, nobody else is providing any value in a lot of these situations. They're just there, middlemen for nothing, and then taxing you twice. So the next slide I want to show you here. So when it says through the Army Corps of Engineers, I just wanted to show you the the mathematical correlation between the two here. Between the two words, Army Corps of Engineers and the men behind the curtain. So obviously you see the Army Corps of Engineers equals 226. So doesn't the men behind the curtain, right? The reduction values are going to be the same. And it doesn't only have to be like that either. You can find them on different in different ciphers as long as the numbers match and any permutations and reductions and things of the likes are gonna definitely apply here. So anyway, Army Corps of Engineers equals the men behind the curtain. So, you know, if you didn't believe that shit there, you know, I verify a lot of the information that I choose to believe based on this now, using gematria and things like that. So I just wanted to share that. So you know, it is a game of chess. Stop playing checkers with these clowns. That's what I got for you for now. Until we meet again.